Hey everybody, just Jamie here. So I know the lighting's kind of off. I do have like a little ring light, but there's natural lighting coming from here and some artificial lighting over here, and I guess I'm not the best at lighting. So anyway, so I am here today. I'm gonna do like a get ready with me chat thing. I know that I posted a while back a video of me doing my eye makeup, easy eye makeup, and it was a little busted, but to be honest, it is still kind of how I do my eye makeup. But now usually I don't wear full face foundation, everything, but I usually do my eyes. Well, recently I have really gotten into the whole watching YouTube videos, influencers, I guess you would say, the makeup gurus, stuff like that. And I just, granted I still don't wear makeup like that all the time, I really fell in love with it. So I have my handy dandy caboodle. Yes, this is the same exact caboodle that I have had since I was a little girl. I just recently found it, and to say I'm excited is an understatement. I am so happy with it. I store all my makeup in here and I'm just like beyond excited about it. So let's start putting on this face and just kind of chatting a little bit. Let me get my caboodle open here. She's got some age on her. She's about 20 years old, so she does have some creaks and cracks like an old lady would have, but you know what? I'm not a young chicken either. So, all right. Basically, I'm just gonna go through my whole little routine as I go through it, and then show you guys each step as it is. So, I am on a budget. So, I just want to preface that. Starting out with MAC Fix Plus. This is to prime my face. Can you guys see this? This is the first, like, actual something like I would say professional primer I've ever had. I've always used just kind of like drugstore primers and stuff. So this is MAC Fix Plus. I'm gonna spray it on my face to prime my face. I love that feeling, even though I kind of cringe every time because that little tiny bottle is not cheap. So that's probably about the bougiest thing I own. All right, so now our face is primed. I want to go ahead and this is what I use for concealer. Let's go ahead and put some concealer on first. See if you can see it. It is Maybelline Age Rewind, and it is in the color Light. And I actually watched Jeffree Star try this out, and it worked pretty good, so I decided to go to the drugstore and invest in some, and I actually really like it. So as you can see, it clicks a few times, so I click it a few times, and then I have my little mirror. Don't be hating on my little busted mirror, but I put it underneath my eyes. See if I put it underneath my eyes here. Can you guys see me? Let me zoom in a little bit. So zoomed in for a closer look, just so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. So I'm putting the concealer. It is from Maybelline. It's called New Instant Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circles, which is what I need because I have dark circles. So anyway, I click it up a few times and then pat it underneath my eyes. You might be able to hear Stella clicking her little claws on the floor. And then down here I've got some face demons, so I go ahead and pat a little down here. And then I've got a little face demon up here, so I pat on the concealer up here to try to hide that. So now that I've got all of this underneath my eyes, sometimes I like to put a little bit down my nose for a little highlight, but I don't really know what that does. I see everybody else doing it, so I do it too. Now I have like a little beauty sponge. As you can see, it's been used. It's stained. It is clean, but it's stained. So I have a little beauty sponge, and no, this is not a beauty blender because I can't afford $20 for a little beauty sponge. Got this at CVS for like $5. So then I just take it and just kind of bounce it and blend it in underneath my eyes. Can you guys see that? Let's see. What do you think? Kind of pat down my nose, up by the face demon, and then on my chin. I have a lot of face demons on my chin. Do you guys have a lot of face demons? I struggle with that. I'm 31 years old and I still struggle with these face demons. It's not fun. Anyway, okay. So now that I've got that on there, I want to go ahead. I kind of use that as like a base, because then I put foundation over it, and then sometimes I'll go back and put some more concealer on, just depending on what's going on. So anyway, digging in the caboodle, and this is what I use for foundation. And it is, let's see if it'll focus on it. It is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse. It's called Airbrush Finish. I don't know if it airbrush finishes or not, but it's in the shade Classic Ivory. So anyway, it's got a little, like, what I really like about it, it's got this little feature, if you guys can see it. Let's see if it'll focus. Here where you can, like, where it locks, and I really like that. So I don't have to worry about like spillage if I'm traveling. So I take a little bit and I put like 2 pumps. I don't wear a lot. Don't like super full coverage, but I like a little bit of coverage. Oh, by the way, this little beauty sponge is damp. Learned that tip from Jeffree Star too. So anyway, I got a little bit here and I dab it on the sponge and then dab it on my face. Dab it on different parts of my face. Okay, and then I go in and blend. About your neck area, you guys, you don't want there to be like a harsh line there. You want to blend it out, blend it out. Okay. So, does that look any different to you guys? I like a sheer, you know, like mattified look. I don't like anything too heavy-handed. Just maybe something to just kind of blend out and make my skin look a little smoother and a little color correcting. So, okay. Now that we've done that, let's work on this is what a lot of people call like baking or whatever. I don't really know what that means, but what I go ahead, this is pretty old too, so it's kind of embarrassing, but it still works and it's still good and it is not expired yet. So what I do is I take, to really just set that concealer and set that foundation, to also, before we move on to the eyes, to also minimize any fallout getting on my cheeks or anything, I use CoverGirl Clean Matte powder. This is in, it's called Pressed Powder Oil Control. It is in the color Buff Beige. And what I do is I take the little sponge that's in it, I swirl it around a little few times, and then I actually pack it on underneath my eyes. And it might look a little like ghostly underneath your eyes for a little bit, but I pack it on. I don't really know if this bakes per se, because I don't really know what that means. But I use it to set that concealer. Also, I do it on my chin a little bit and on my nose. To set that concealer, but to also minimize any type of fallout that I use on my eyeshadows. So, now let's go to work on these eyes. Let me get the brushes that I use out. So I still use these little bamboo brushes. Look, can you see that? Sorry, That just makes me laugh. So anyway, I still use these little bamboo brushes that I got from TJ Maxx. I also use this kind of fluffy Mary Kay brush. Just has a little fluffy little head on it so that I can blend stuff out. I use this tiny little e.l.f. professional eye crease brush. It's got this little tiny moment to it. I use that. Okay, let's get started. I also use for eyeshadows this Naked, I don't know if you can see it or not, it might be backwards, Naked 2 Basics by Urban Decay. I'll go ahead and show you guys the colors inside. Hopefully you can see that pretty well. I like these colors because they're very neutral. They go with anything, and I don't really like to do a huge, like, dramatic look or anything. But at the same time, I am extremely basic. I am the definition of a basic white girl, just so that everyone is completely clear. And I don't know how to do makeup. I have not been professionally trained. No one has really showed me how to do this. I've learned, except for my mom growing up. I just kind of learned how to do this stuff on my own. Oh, before I forget, because my mind is kind of all over the place, let's do eyeliner. I do black eyeliner. Let's see if we can do this. Let me use this little mirror in this. That's another thing I really like about this palette. It has a mirror. So I put eyeliner on my waterline. Why do we always make a face when we're putting on eyeliner? And then I also put on my lid, on my inner lid, on the waterline on the top, I put eyeliner as well. Now my eyes look a little bit more defined, and then a little bit, like a little tiny line on right here, and then I smudge it out. So I will show you guys. So I know this looks busted, but do you see that line right there? Don't worry about it, because we're going to blend it, or to like buff it out. I usually use a smudging brush, but it's not in here. So we're just gonna improvise, and we're gonna use the end of this eyeliner. On the other end, it has like a little smudging thing. So we'll just use this. I just like to smudge it all the way across, and to fill in any little bits of where I screwed up with my hand. I know a lot of people use like a gel liner or something that's like a liquid. I don't understand how people do that, because I am not precise whatsoever, and there's no way that I could do like a fancy winged liner with a gel liner or something. I just couldn't do that. Anyway, back to the basic palette. So the Naked Basics 2 palette by Urban Decay. So let's go ahead. What I do is I take Skimp. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's the lightest shade here. It's called Skimp. The fallout is real with this palette, no joke. But at the same time, I'm cheap. So this was $20 some, and actually my mom gifted it. What am I saying? My mom gave it to me as a gift. For my birthday. So I appreciate that. Thanks, Mom. Shout out. Okay, so what I do with Skimp is I take a hefty amount on the brush, because it's a lot. Look, fall out the house. So I take a lot on the brush, and I just pack it on the lid. I pack it on the lid right here, and then pull it up to the eyebrow. I know it's like a nude color, so it's difficult to see, and then do the same with the other one. Let's talk a little bit about this like dramageddon that's been going on, this beauty drama. What do you guys think about that? I mean, I don't know if you guys watch these YouTubers, or if you're any kind of obsessed with YouTube the way that I am, and that I absolutely love it. And I don't know. I don't love drama, especially in my own life, because it just kind of gets a little crazy and chaotic. But at the same time, wow, this whole mess with the Dramageddon and Manny, Peter Mon says Manny Mua, so I was trying to say Manny Mua, but Manny MUA and Gabriel Zamora and Laura Lee and Nikita Dragon, and then ultimately Jeffree Star. It's just kind of crazy to me. But at the same time, I mean, it's got them in the news, in the actual, like, for real news. But at the same time, they're losing subscribers. So someone who, like me, who has literally 30 subscribers. So hi to everybody who's a subscriber. I appreciate you. And the fact that I went from 29 to 30 is really exciting. So I don't know who that 30th subscriber was, but thank you. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Even like the 12 people who watched my video. Either way, it's really exciting for me and it makes me really happy. So, all right, so then we go in with Frisk right here. And I grab that on like a big fluffy brush and I use it as like a transition. And I just, as James Charles say, windshield wipe and blend around. So that's what I do on the top crease to define that. Remember I said fallout, so be careful. Then, once I'm satisfied with that, I take the Professional Eye Crease e.l.f. brush and go in with Cover, which is the next darkest shade, and deepen that crease. Really, like, get in there and deepen that crease up. Now see, like, all of this right here looks kind of blotchy and kind of crazy, but we're gonna fix that, so don't worry about it. That happens, I think, because I'm not a professional. And deepen that crease right in there. And I guess this, I don't even know what to call this look. Like an everyday look, or maybe even like soft glam or smoky eye or blah blah blah, I don't know. Anyway, so now we take this little Mary Kay brush that I've had for the Lord only knows how long, and then I just kind of blend those all together just to make sure that everything is nice and blended. And then that's when I kind of flick upwards to try to blend that out. Okay, what do you guys think so far? Looks kind of crazy? Probably. Anyway, okay, now I go back in with the Professional Eye Crease brush and I go into Primal, which is the darkest shade that's not the black of it, and then I go right here on the corner and I just kind of deepen that up and blend it out. You guys are, wherever you're from, are probably like, you're doing it all wrong, sis. You're like messing up big time. And I'm probably like, yeah, well, this is just how I do it. If you made it this far in the video, I appreciate it. Because I sure as heck don't know what I'm doing. Hopefully it'll be a-okay in the end. Okay, so now what do you guys think? Is it a mess? Probably. Okay, so now let's go back in with that little Mary Kay brush, the little blending techniques, blend it all out. Now, what I do, this may be right, this might not be right. I go back with that first brush here. Okay, if you guys can see it. That first brush, that packer brush, and I go back in with that lightest shade that I put down for the base, Skimp, and then this is what I do. See, I'm gonna get up close so you guys can see. I pack it on like this, kind of like the beauty gurus do with the cut crease, except I'm not skilled enough to do a cut crease, so I have no clue on how to do that. So do you see a difference? Maybe, maybe not, who knows. So I pack it on each way, or each eye. I don't know what I'm saying. What do you think? Busted? Probably. take the Mary Kay brush again, blend it in the crease out on the side, blend it in the crease out on the side. Okay, so now the eyes are mostly done. This is what I do. I take a huge fluffy brush like this. This is from e.l.f. This came in a set that I bought for $20, and it's got a lot of really nice brushes in there. And this brush, it might not be like the perfect brush or whatever, but it does the job. And it was $20 for a set of 10 brushes. So everybody else can just go on somewhere about it, because I'm not spending that much money on brushes. I'm spending $300 for a Kylie Jenner brush set. I'm not spending $100 and some for a Morphe brush set. I'm not spending, I'm just not. No, just not gonna happen. So anyway, got this. TJ Maxx, y'all. TJ Maxx is underrated. Y'all really need to go. So anyway, so see how we still have this like powder stuff on and it's kind of like wonky over here? This is what I do. I go in here and I just brush it away. I just brush it upwards. Always brush upwards, except for the chin. You can brush away. But always brush upwards so that it looks good. And it'll probably, can you guys see yourself? How embarrassing is that? Lord only knows how many times that happened during this video. But anyway, so just brush all of the powder away, and there is our almost finished eye. Now what I go ahead and do is I finish the eye with Benefit Roller Lash. This stuff is amazing. I've tried a lot of lash mascaras over the years, and this one is Jeffree Star approved. Like that should matter or anything to any, that probably doesn't matter to anybody, but I love Jeffree Star. Although he is very outspoken and really kind of can kind of be controversial, I still think he's a genius at makeup and a businessman as well. So I go ahead and I still wiggle when it comes to lashes, because you want to make sure that all of those lashes get as separated as possible and curled upwards so that they look phenomenal. What do you guys think? Can you see a difference? I think so. I think it looks pretty good. Oops, sorry. Okay, so let's do the other one. Okay, now let's move on to contour. I use this brush, or excuse me, contour and highlight, which, excuse me for a second, because I did not grab that, and it's not in my caboodle. Be right back. Be right back. Okay, everybody, I'm back. Yay! All right, so let me get situated here. This is what I use for contour, highlight, and brush, and it was only $15 from Ulta. So shout out to Ulta for having a budget. There is one that made by IT Cosmetics that I really love, and it's kind of exactly the same, except it's got a more defined like cut in it. And it's a little, probably it has less fallout and it's probably better quality. But I'm not spending $38 on it. So this is what it is. This is the like bronzer, the blush, and the highlight. You can swirl them all together if you want, but I kind of use them separately. So just to make it better. But you can do whatever you want. So this is what I use. This brush, this is another brush I got from the e.l.f. set. I'm telling you, y'all, don't sleep on TJ Maxx, straight up. So it's like a little contour brush to like cut the cheek. I do it very lightly in this, see, it picks up a lot on here. I do it very lightly in the bronzer, and let me grab my little mirror so I don't make a mess. And I just cut the cheek a little bit. Just a little, and then I do the brush this way to fan it out, just a little, and then I do the same thing over here. What do you guys think? Can you see it? Probably. And then I do right here with the remnants on the bottom. And then what I do, now I do blend this out, but I go ahead and blend it out. This is another brush that I got in the e.l.f. package. And then I just kind of blend it up. And then if it doesn't blend to your satisfaction, the e.l.f. little thing that I got, this is not a sponsor video, by the way. I don't have enough subscribers to be sponsored. I don't know anything about anything to be sponsored. So just to let you know, this is not sponsored. Blush, we're moving on to blush. Okay, so I had this little, I have no clue where this little brush came from, but I go ahead and I dip it in the blush. See, it kind of doesn't pick up very well because it's black and there's a whole heck of a lot of fallout. Do you see that? Ooh, I think it's on my camera. Anyway, so I take the blush and let's see if you can see it here. Yeah, a lot of fallout. But anyway, I kind of put it on my cheek, up high a little bit, swirl it around, kind of blend it in, kind of go up a little bit, get some more of that bronzer. Just kind of make your face look a little like you got some color in it, like you're not completely The Walking Dead or something like that. Anyway, okay, so got a little blush going on, we're good to go. All right, contour brush, it's by e.l.f., it's black. Let's see if I can get it, there it is. See if I can get it in frame for you guys. It's called an e.l.f. contour brush. And I take this and it's got this little fluffy little moment on it. So I take it and I dip it into the highlight and I get it really nice and coated like this. And then I go right here on the tops of my cheeks and go upwards. And it's a very soft highlight, but maybe you can see it. Maybe you can't. Ew. You know what, that I do need to blend this right here out. Did that blend out? Because it was kind of looking not very good. But like I said, I have no clue what I'm doing. So maybe it looks great. Who knows? All right. So I did that right here on the cheek really high. And now I do it again on this side. All right, so it's kind of like a really harsh, this lighting is awful. You guys probably can't see that, but it's like a really harsh highlight right here, which, hey, no shade to people who like that. But I just go back in with my little brush and kind of blend them down into each other. Blend, blend, blend. Do some on the nose. Blend it down here a little bit. Just blend it all together. Who knows? All right, you guys probably think I'm crazy. I am, maybe a little bit. And then I take my big old fluffy brush and blend down here. Make sure everything looks good. Maybe a little on the cheeks, on the forehead. We're good to go. Okay. Now, before we forget, let's do eyebrows. I have this e.l.f. brow pencil. It's by e.l.f. Oops, that's upside down. There you go, e.l.f. brow pencil in natural, whoops, that's upside down too, in natural brown. So this is what I got at Ulta, and it was $2. And whoa, come on camera, there we go. So I got this at Ulta, it was $2, and there's no way that your girl didn't pick it up because, yeah. Well, mom got it for me for my birthday, which I appreciate. So here we go. I just kind of fill in, make them a little bit darker, not a whole lot. I love this pencil because it's not too harsh and it's not too crazy. And then what I do is I take the other side that has a little spoolie on it. I like that word, spoolie. So I take the other side that has a spoolie on it and I just kind of shape them. And when you shape them and if you press kind of hard, it blends it out for you. So you don't have to worry about blending. I love that. I love it, I love it, I love it. Probably should have done this a while back, but kind of forgot about it. Better late than never, right? So, okay. Now, the only thing we have to do, what do you guys think about this look? Look okay? I really don't know what I'm doing. That's okay. All right, now what I do is lips. Now my girl, Megan, sells this lip sense stuff. I don't sell it. I'm not affiliated with them in any way except for that I am a customer. I love the fact that it is super long wearing and I mean, like, you can eat, drink, kiss, whatever all night long. This stuff is not gonna come off. So you're supposed to do like this. Oops. That was almost a mess. You're supposed to shake it up. Hear that? You're supposed to shake it up. Wipe the excess off. And let's see if I can use the camera. Ooh, look at that. I should have done like a lip scrub or something. That's okay. Go 1, 2, 3. Oh, by the way, this is in shade Pink Champagne. This is my favorite. I love it, love it, love it. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And let that dry. Do another coat. See, wipe the excess off like this. 1, 2, 3. Excess off. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And let that dry. It's a little sticky, but it dries down flat. It's not sticky forever. Don't you guys worry about that. So it also comes with this gloss that I love. I buy this gloss with it. It's called Moisturizing Gloss in the shade Glossy. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me put my hand up. Okay, there we go. So I use that. Once this dries down, I just put it on the lips. And I use this gloss throughout the day. But I love this Pink Champagne color just because it's just a subtle little color on my lips and it's really not that bad. The price point is where it's at for a girl on a budget. And I like it. So anyway, here's our completed look. What do you guys think? Busted, okay, pretty good for nobody knows what they're doing. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of boring, kind of whatever. But anyway, I have some more videos planned coming up. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to be back here on YouTube. And I'm excited about what the future holds. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the get ready with me. And just this little look. I hope you guys like my eyes, my lips, my contour, my, oh, look at that highlight. You can see it right there, look. Ooh, yes, girl, look, come through. Can you see it? Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. You might not be able to see it on this, oh, maybe a little bit on this side. I love it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good one. Holy moly, totally forgot to do the setting spray. Because you know, the rest of the drama on the YouTube, like Rich Luck says, will crack your contour. So you gotta set that spray. I have maxed it. Okay, there's a lot of sprays out there that you can find at like Ulta, Sephora, online that are really expensive. Girl, I found this Maybelline Master Fix by Face Studio Wear Boosting Setting Spray. Locks in makeup, long lasting finish. I found this at CVS and did not pay that much for it at all. So y'all get yourself some Master Fix. It is not that serious to have super bougie expensive setting spray. Let's set this look. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time. Bye.